Hi friends, how's it going today? Today we are going to learn to save and load a selection. It's a great time saver and I love anything that saves me time when I'm photoshopping. And then after that, just kind of like a little twofer, we're going to straighten this skewed background. If you look right here, I'm going to drag a guide over. You can see that it's just skewed just a little bit and I just want to straighten that up. That happens because this background actually kind of goes over the legs of my background stand and comes out a little. So if I'm photographing people standing up, it's okay, or even sitting down, it's okay. But when we put someone like Tommy here on the floor, you can see that little bit of skewedness. So kind of a twofer video. I just want to show you both. So let's start with the selection. What we're going to do is we want to cut out Tommy. So I'm going to grab my quick selection tool, keyboard shortcut W, and I'm just going to go in here and just quickly select our friend. By the way, Tommy is a rescue. He's absolutely adorable. He's a perfect gentleman. It was a pleasure to work with him. He's super, super cute. He's a little squishy, super fun. Good dog. Always a great day when you get to pet a schnauzer. So I'm also going to select the bed down here. This is pretty quick. I'm not too worried about it being precise. It did a great job selecting. I do want it to be precise around Tommy. There we go. Here's, and that's too much. So I'm going to go to my minus and just kind of take that out. I just don't want him getting messed up as we manipulate the background. There we go. Okay, I'm good with that. I think I always say that and I'm like, oh, one more thing. Okay, perfect. So now we want to save this selection so we don't have to do it again because we would need to select everything again for our next step. So I'm just going to go to select, save selection. We'll call this Tommy cut out. Easy peasy. Perfect. All right, now we can say Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and we see right here we have a layer. We'll rename it by double clicking the word layer 1 to Tommy cut out. You don't have to rename your layers. I'm just doing that to show you how to do it. Okay, so now we have our Tommy cut out. And I did that because when I manipulate the background of this image, I don't want to mess him up. I just want to keep him in the bed perfect. Nothing's wrong with that. I want to keep that on top and have it saved just as it is. So now I'm going to go back to my background layer down here in the bottom right. We can rename this original image. Okay. Just for fun. And then I'm going to go select top left, load selection. And then I want to select invert because I want the opposite. I selected Tommy in the bed and that's great. Now I want everything else. So we say, okay. Try this one more time. Select, load selection. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. So channel, change it to where you saved your image. There we go. That's a good mistake to show you guys. So channel, Tommy cut out, invert, say okay, boom. Now we have the exact opposite. So I want to still work on this on a layer. So I'm going to say Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And now I can rename this to straighten because that's the layer we're going to straighten. So we have our original image layer in the back. We have our layer that we're going to straighten up top in the middle, and then we have Tommy sitting on the very top that we don't want to manipulate him. One mention I do want to make, I see these wrinkles. Again, my bad. When I was hanging, I should have seen that and corrected that before I took the photo. I'll make another video where we go in and fix that just to give you the cliff notes on that. It's just going to be clone lighten and clone darken, a little brush lighten, brush darken to fix that. So if you know what I just said, you can go ahead and apply that and you don't even have to watch the video. All right. So now we're going to go to straighten. We're going to hit Control T to transform. And if we just did this, it's just going to make it smaller and bigger, which does us no good. Or we could tilt it, which changes the whole thing. Control Z does us no good. This is skewed. So we want to go right click and say skew. And I'm just going to pull this down just a little bit. Maybe back over slightly. I'm going to drag a guide over here. That looks really good. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to drag a guide from up here to down there. So this got a barely cattywampus. I'm going to show you how to fix that so we can just really just focus on editing only this square. And I think that that is good. I do want to say if you're trying to pull your guides over and your ruler is missing, Control R will make your ruler appear, and then you can drag your guides. You just click the ruler and pull over. Control H also makes your guides, if they're already there and they're missing, Control H will make them appear. So quick tips. There we go. All right, so now we are good with the way that this looks right here. We have fixed this problem, but we have all this to contend with. This is why we made the layer, so we can just hit E for erase, 100%. Da-da-da-da-da. That was all one click. I'm going to get right there. Perfect. Fix Tommy. Right there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pull all of that back over. There was no problem with this area for the skewing. So we're just going to erase all of that. Fix his ear up here. And same goes for all of this. We didn't have any issues with this being skewed. So I'm just going in and making sure I have all of that back together. And kind of see our before, our after. And I like to use before and after sometimes just to make sure I'm not missing anything, that there's not some glaring mistake that I have made. Before, after, smooth that out. Just run down that line. And I navigate through my image. I use the palm of my hand on the space key to get the little cursor to turn into a hand, and then I can just drag it around. And then I still have my thumb usually is near control, and my index finger, my middle finger are near the bracket keys, so I can make my brush bigger and smaller, and that's just kind of my normal hand position where I stay. I think I see a shadow. I do see a shadow right there. I'm going to Control Z, and we'll blend that in. That's not a problem. And then one little thing right here. So if I erase that, then this whole thing comes back. So Control Z. We're just barely going to erase it. And then we're going to go back and clone stamp that and fix it. I am good with this. I'm going to go ahead and hold my Control key, select to straighten an original image, right click, merge layers. I'm going to zoom in, and I just want to S for clone stamp, zoom down, fill that in, perfect. And then I'm going to go to clone stamp, darken. I don't think anyone would ever see that, but since we worked on it, we're seeing it. We know it's there. There we go, and just fix that. Lovely. All right, guys. So that is how to save and load a selection. Also how to fix a skewed background. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.